You ready to play? Are you ready to play? You're my friend.
In the grass, I still got some stuck in the corners of my mouth.
Oh, it's a terrible rough life.
Right?
Yeah. You good, Blake?
You seriously.
Really? Again?
Oh boy.
I got your scratchy comb. You like that, huh?
Yeah, get me one of those.
Oh, yeah. That feel good. Oh.
He is the perfect candidate. I never met an itchier horse. Not that I met that many horses, but still. Yeah, you're an itchy boy. You got any remedies for?
I don't. I have horses that have scratches too. They're not that bad, but we're working on finding the latest and greatest. My partner's researching, see if she can't find something better.
Well, I was
And
talking
what I was
to,
doing.
you meet Sarah Lamb?
Yeah, she probably has a solution.
She did actually talk to me about some ideas. And she said if it's not healing like that, it's got to be from the inside.
Yeah,
so
that's
we're
what
going to really see what we can do about working on it.
Hey, did you not listen? You didn't hear that fly? That fly's biting your booty. Oh, what a champion he is. He's that sleepy champion. He's so sleepy champion. You gonna eat the rest of that grass? Just gonna leave it there on the side? There he
I'm
is.
just saving it for later. Thanks, Mark.
I know. We just gotta build better patterns. You can't go off into la la land. Uh-oh, that wasn't it. Uh-oh. Somebody's thinker's shut off. Oh, it's shut off bad. It's not working at all. I don't know what we're going to do. Your shoulder can't come in. If your shoulder comes in, you're not be able to... see? It's like that. Whew. Habits and skills. Habits and skills. Okay, sorry. I wasn't getting the right spot, obviously. Obviously, I wasn't doing it correctly. Is that much better? He likes that stuff. Somebody likes that stuff. Incorrect. Incorrect. Wrong answer. Wrong answer. Wrong. There it is. Whew. I knew you could figure it out. I knew you're smart enough. Let's see what we got over here. You got the same stuff on this side. Hello. Not to move the feet. Not to move the feet. What about right here? Where are you? Am I missing it? Am I missing it? Good spots. Is that much better? That was way better. There's that booger. Get my eye boogers out of there. You sepia in your eyes. Sepia in your eyes. You must have slept good last night. Huh? Another spot. Another good spot. Oh yeah. They're covered in them.
Things like a shedding blade for dogs. Ever seen those?
Oh yeah.
We used to have Australian shepherds, and man, oh man, you have to get under those. I know you're meeting every horse where they are, and every horse is different. So with him, when you come in and you spend this time, I'd say this looks like rapport building to
Yep.
me, but also mixed in with that respect piece.
Yep.
But what I asking is, does it feel important to come in and kind of start?
Oh
with
yeah.
this?
This is what perpetuates everything else a lot faster. Is we give him a reason to want to stay connected, and then if he disconnects, we give him a reason to start adding pressures until he goes. It's just easier to
I'll just stick
just stay here, and then I get all this good stuff on top of that. So once we start changing their minds about how they feel about humans, especially us, then they're going to start putting more effort into wanting to be with us.
and everything else we ask.
Then everything else comes along. If we ask everything in a simple manner that we know they know because of what we've done previously, and then just advance that every day to from 1 step to 2 to the wait time for it to get the message to their brain and them to offer to do what you're asking. Just everything should get just a little better every day. And this, building rapport, it goes a long way to getting them in the mood to go, well, it's this being with my humans is better than being in the stall, being in front of food, being everything else. If we act like just like you're in a human relationship, if you put effort into it and they're gonna, and in the right direction, you might be, you put effort in the wrong direction, a lot of effort in the wrong direction, and it's not going to mean anything. It's not going to have any value to the partner that you're trying to impress if you're not, figuring out what their love language is and how to cater to that. Or he's more extroverted, so he's going to need more action, and she's less extroverted, and she's, like I say, with the licking and chewing, of course, that's just rule of thumb. It's not a big deal, but she kind of introverted with her licks and chews, and then every once in a while that tongue comes out a lot. Just interesting to watch her figure out who she really is. She's probably been hiding for a while. Humans come around, now I just go into my deal with it mode. Look at you. You're so smart. Yes. He's not just diving into my space, but I'm watching for that too, Okay. You pony kisses for me. Pony kisses for me. There we go. Yawning, relaxing. Good times.
Show you where to go.
Yep. But once they realize they can try to communicate with you and you'll understand in a positive way, they're going to start offering more and more and more, connection and communication. And it may just look like he might, if he's wanting his head scratched, he might start rubbing it into me or throwing it, getting impolite with it, just trying to get the message across. We just got to realize that he's trying to say something. Okay. We just got to figure out what it is.
So if he did get too impolite with it,
hey, you just keep backing up or ask him to back up and then start again once he does the right thing. So now we can practice a 4/4 yield or a hind-quarter yield, whatever it is comes up. We have a couple little things back up that we can practice, and it might feel like a repercussion. It's more like, not, you can't say punishment because they're not being punished, but you're using the repercussions as a teaching moment. If you can't act like, instead of making the kid get spankings for doing something wrong, they have to practice their penmanship or something, right? Something 100 times and little things like that. It's kind of a punishment, but it's gives you adds a skill to your life, skill set to your life.
right.
So if we think of it, that's how I think of it. if they can't behave, you know, stand still and do what I'm asking, and let's do a couple little things, practice, see if we can't get that a little better on top of that. And then it upsets their peace that they have to do something. But once that's, you know, just as it goes on, the skill gets better, and they'll start going, oh, I don't want to have to do that again. Let me see what I have to do to keep everybody calm. Once I can do that consistently. Uh-oh, disconnection. Ah, he's back. So I only got to hear the threat, and the next piece would have been I would have tossed it out there, or it might have touched him, just barely tickled him a little bit on, just so that he feels that energy. And then if he still didn't respond, then it just steadily get louder and louder. And as soon as I feel him start to come, I'll walk away and draw that energy to me, and he's gonna go, oh, I did the right answer. Because if he, I know, I'm talking to her instead of talking to you. It's my fault. So if you're going to ignore me, I'm going to go do something else.
I mean, you can tell this guy is just, I mean, he's used to this, meaning somewhere in his life, this was, like I said, I know he was given trail rides, and maybe it doesn't matter, but I'm just looking at how he is about it to where how she is.
Yeah. He hasn't had as bad an experience, and he's not as sensitive.
Yeah.
So he's like,
Whatever.
Life bangs into you, what are you going to do? Not leaving, just going. Nicely done. See? I don't know if you could see that. He first got that look, and he's like, oh, you gonna send me away? I'm just, and he softened right away. He's like, oh, no, I'm not going anywhere. And that's just that self-defense mechanism wanting to kick in, and then realizing that's not a good choice. That's not going to bring me the peace that I want. That girdle again, squeezing on my belly. I do this to offer them, let them know that it's coming. They got a chance to explore it if they want, and it tells me how they're going to feel about it. So when I turn, I don't know if you remember the filly, she was a little bit worried every time I turned. She's like, she knows I know what's going to happen, and I don't like it. So she would give me that dirty look, and then I just keep doing this until she finally went, okay, that's not so bad. Feel pretty good about it? Oops, that was a little loud. I can take it. Hi. I just don't want you to get gone too long. Just want you to keep checking in with me, if that's okay with you. Over here came back. They came back. They weren't fully satiated. That's terrible for you. I feel terrible. Ooh, that's a mess. That's a mess. You ready? Not really. That's snug, but it's not tight. It's, you know, there's plenty of give to that. This one's going to get a little tighter, but this one doesn't need to. And then you'll see once I'll have you look, when you sit on this saddle, and this is going to make this a lot looser anyway.
Oh, I see.
So
Yep.
technically, I would almost, if I was going to do something with him, more work oriented, if I was going to get cows or something, I'd probably, once I got on, I'd probably reach down and tighten that one more,
Yeah.
and just, it'll set stiller on his back. It won't have not as much play. That's another little trick I want you to, I don't know if you noticed it, but when I'm picking up this, when I'm making this a little tighter,
Yeah.
first thing I'm going to do is pull this saddle towards me a little bit. That puts a little bit more slack in this,
Yep.
and then it's easier to pull. You can see how it looks
Yep.
loose there.
Yep.
And I'm just going to, I already took a bunch in, so that's what I'm doing there. And then this is a trick so you don't have to tie your latigo in a knot. Now that's secure, and if something happens, or even if something doesn't happen, if you want to get it out easy,
Yeah, I can do
quick and easy, and now you're done. Otherwise, when you do it the old way, then you got to undo. It's called a buckaroo knot. I think it came from the old Californios, the horsemen back in the 1800s. It came from Spain.
Oh, is that right?
Is the Spanish riders that settled in Florida, Spanish land grants out there, and all the exactly the wrong answer. Thank you. Just enough pressure to get him to stop and head in the right direction, and then we can stop. Or most people are like, oh, you got to get back here, and they keep bang, 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 and then it's not a friendly correction. It's just like, oh, it's just pressure all the time, and it causes them to start going. No, especially him knowing he can push through pressure. Just go, well, let me just try this again then. But if you give him every opportunity to, nice, respond politely, and you go, oh, I'll do that again next time. It pays so well. It does pay very well. Okay, let's have one of your sticks here. Eventually, you're going to think this is so much fun. So right now, it's a job. Okay, you ready, set? Ready, set? Almost. I know. Gotta get in the mood. Gotta get in the mood. We'll be bossed around again. Excellent. See if it'll connect back with me. I'm gonna have to induce it. There he is. Hi. You don't have to get grumpy. You don't have to get grumpy. I'm not going to work you too hard. No, I know you don't like hard work. Ah, so smart. So smart. Turn the energy level way down. He still goes. Beautiful. One more? No, I mean one more with your head going that way. You see where your face is? Over there. There it is. Nice. Oh, he's a hard try. He's a hard try. Huh?
You're trying to get a 4/4?
I was trying to get the hind quarter, and I got he was headed in the right direction, but the energy was down, which is okay. I tried with low energy, and he tried, and you know, I accepted that because my energy was so low. It looked like he was going to go more, so I was going to keep it down. And then when he didn't finish it, but he still started it in the right direction, still, that's a win. And then next time we'll just remember that he is apt to act like he's going to go and then stop. So maybe keep the pressure up next time just a little bit until he actually finishes that step. So you just, everything's feedback. If it took this much to get him to do a try and then put it back down, you know, lean in the right direction and put it back down, then next time I'll just add a little more and see if that doesn't do the trick. And then eventually, once it's a habit, he'll just go, I know the pressure's going to stay there until I actually go all the way. If that's the meaning you were trying to imply with your energy or pressure. Uh-oh, somebody left. Where are you going? Beautiful. That's a big win. If you can, before I didn't have to add any, I just added this energy, and he's like, you know, politely and respectfully stepping back away. You just keep building on that, and try not to use any pressure. Try not to touch him with any energy until now he's just wearing it. So I can go up, and I didn't hit him, I just touched him with it, and he has enough to go. So next time he'll probably go back to being light like he was if he's not so sleepy. Don't get grumpy, nobody touched you. Not, yes, perfection.
When you started that out just now, did you think in your own mind, I want 2 steps back?
No, I was asking for 1 step, and when that went real easy, and as soon as he started the response correctly, I stopped the pressure, and as soon as he landed, before he got set, I started the pressure again and see if that would just roll that through, and it did. So pressure motivates, release teaches. So I'm asking for everything I'm asking for is 1 step at a time, and then I release. It might be a microsecond that I release. The energy goes down, and then before he can get set, I may pick that energy up again, staying in his rhythm, so he doesn't come completely to a halt, and then I got to get that energy back up again if I can get it before it goes down. And then if I wanted 3 steps, I'd do the same thing. I'd wait for it to come down. He'd be almost, I did the right thing, and I'd bring the energy up, and that should pick up the other foot. But that's what you're thinking about with everything, is if you ask for something and they put an effort in, there's a release, and then you can ask for the next thing. But if they're not getting a release, and that's where horses get people on their face all the time, have tension on both reins all the time, even like they may be turning left, so they're pulling left, but they're not giving on the right, so they have to figure out. Some of them do, but they just start getting to go. Every time you pick up that rein, they're just trying to block it and brace against it, and so, oh, he's so hard-headed. It's you not making it easy for him to understand. Hard mouth, stuff like that. Horses are rooting at the bit all the time. They're just looking for comfort and release of pressure, because there's pressure everywhere and it doesn't make any sense. So they just end up learning how to wear it. Kind of like the cinch. It's pressure they have to learn to wear. They don't yield from that pressure. So that's how they have to figure out life, is how they experience it. Where are you going? Where are you going? That was not a hindquarter yield. I think you knew that. I think you knew you were doing it wrong on purpose. Just to be funny. See what I was going to do about that. Nobody's ever seen an itchier pony than you. Okay, I'm almost out of fingernails from you guys. Nobody said anything about going over there. That's not what they were talking. That's not what I was saying. Whoa, whoa, where are you going? You just left me. I saw you leave me. I saw it happen. I saw you left me. It's crazy. Crazy, no fun. Here, hind quarter you. Hind quarter you. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. He's so smart. He is. There's my pony. Alright. Boop, 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 boop. Oh, is it yawning time? Yeah, that's a good sign too. Uh-oh, don't leave me. Good try. I know it's hard. I know it's hard. Let's try the other way. That's absolutely the wrong way. Whew. There you go. Ready? Let's try again. And to get he's kind of dazing off just a little bit, but and I'm far enough away that I would have to take 2 steps before he, followed me with. So if I can just get him woke back up by doing something like that out of the blue, that does 2 things. It gets him okay with things that move and make noise that come out of the blue, and he handles that correctly versus, where like Royal would go. Because he doesn't think this is a friendly device. He has a worry about it, especially on his legs. Hi. No, said not move. I said don't look at her. Quit looking at the girls. You're with me. You're not supposed to be looking at other girls. Almost. That's not too bad. Oh, give me that grumpy look. I don't need that. I don't need that grumpy look. Yeah, I didn't actually even ask him to disengage. I asked him to come in, and then he started to come in too strong, which he might have just had an itch and was going to, throw his neck on me. So I knew where it was, and I just pushed him back off of that, negated that energy, and as soon as he sat still, then I gave him a scratch. But once he kind of understands the game better, he's going to have a tendency to go, when he does the right thing and he wants a reward and you're like, ah, good, he might just come barreling into you. And I was just trying to negate that a little bit. I know, I can see the look on your face. I know you want me to come see, let me come see you instead. And then he'll get out of that habit of just running into you, pushing into you whenever he wants, for whatever reason. Yeah, but not. You still wouldn't want them barging in. If they were coming in, I might go like this, try to slow them down and back up just a little bit, and then when they started to relax, then I'd start to settle. But they're again, that's whether it's confident or unconfident. It's dangerous because they think the spot to be is right where you are, because you must be safe. I'm going to get where you are. So, and then you're underfoot. That's not a good place to be, especially with feet like yours, huh? Oh man, how do we forget that spot? How do we forget that one? Oh, she's a yawning baby. She's a yawning baby. Hello. Oh my goodness. Did that come out of nowhere? Oh, did that come out of nowhere? I know. You don't know what that was for. Just did the right thing. You did the right thing. So smart. You're very smart. Okay. Somebody's looking at something outside instead of paying attention to me. That was better. That was better. Like trying to be a drug dealer, trying to give him a bunch of free scratches, get him hooked on it. And then he'll think he can't live without it. Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. What happened? Don't be looking over there. That's dangerous. That's dangerous. You leave yourself unprotected. Yeah. You're in danger if you're not paying attention to me. You get in trouble. You don't like trouble. Yeah. Is that better now? Are you better now?
That was all about getting him refocused on you.
Yeah, he was starting to get worried about whatever that noise or energy down there was. So the best way to dissipate that is get his mind off of it. And if I can get his mind back on me and get him to go, whoop, what's the formula to get you to calm down? Okay, this is it. Look at you. Instead of over there. And then eventually that'll go away from his consciousness, because it won't be a threat to him. Just me. Just me. And now he's back in a loose, relaxed state. And start again. But if I tried to get on there, you know, if he was tight, and then I started going, hey, hey, pay attention, and he's just going to get even tighter, and it could get dangerous. It's easier to do it on the ground. Build that pattern of my owner, her partner, starts to get energy up. I better start paying attention. It's where I have to get out of the way of so I don't get tagged. Come with me. One step. No, that's not what I said. No, that's not what I was asking. You move the forequarters over. There's a nice one. How about the other foot? How about the other foot over? There. Oh, don't get grumpy. Nobody's going to do anything to the belly. Not going to hurt your belly. Nice.
Is it always the buckaroo, even when you're on?
Oh yeah, yeah, because it doesn't come out. It looks like it can come out, but it can't.
Okay.
But it's easy to undo
Okay.
that way. Okay, you can have a cookie. You were so good. You were so good for so long. Oh, no, that didn't bother you. What is it? What is bothering you now? Oh. Something's getting you. Is that better? Whew. That looks better. You can't have cookies if you ask for them. That's the only time you can't have one. Make sure you get your fill if you're a good boy. Don't you worry. Trying to get his feet to step wider, so when I get on it, he has a wider base. It's easier for him to balance, and it helps get him desensitized. I want to say confident with, you know, just doing odd things that don't necessarily make sense. He's okay with it.
So you don't use the mountain block because you don't need it.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah, I would if even if I didn't need it, if it was handy and all those deals. But because of their level, you know, that it'd probably be one more obstacle to figure out for me to negotiate him to stand over there. So this is easy enough for this, but you can. I know he hit you right in the nose, didn't he? He hit you right in the nose and thought about going up there, making a nest in the nostril.
Thanks for the shower.
So what? Horses sneeze on, blow their nose on each other all the time. Nobody cares about germs.
That's an honor. It's okay, buddy.
Hey, there you go. Where are you going? Oh, that's a good sign. Neutrolateral's good. It was good, and he went away. I don't know where he went. There he is. He's so smart. Not your feet. Not your feet. You're not supposed to be moving your feet. Yoo-hoo. Hello. I'm over here. Thank you.
So, were you asking for a hindquarter?
Nope, I was just asking for neutral lateral, and he kind of got confused, so he's trying to do the right thing. And once he goes around, nothing changes. And eventually he's going to find the standstill and check in with me, and pressure will go away.
That's when you let the pressure off.
Yep. It's just one of those foundational things that will help them get back into a thinking state when they're, out there, they're mentally away from their, just instead of, managing them with this, I just hold and let him waste his energy on his own, put himself in his own bind, and run himself around until he realizes, wait a minute, why am I doing this? And as soon as then he can have a look, and if he gets tight again, then it gives us a chance to practice on the other side. Better this is, better it becomes unconscious for them, that when they feel that pressure, they just check in. It's switching that brain off of anxiety into thinking, at least for that split second, until that comes just at such a strong pattern that they understand that also is that when they flip back into thinking, it's almost like thank you for helping me realize I was in an anxious state.
And then your lateral flexion, this is something I haven't really done.
Yep.
Certainly haven't written either, but my understanding is that on the one hand, it's like an emergency brake.
Yeah.
But on the other, is it also a check-in
Yep.
kind of thing?
Yep. So if I'll show you the steps. So first step, the reins come up. He's not responding at all to that, but he can feel it. It's just like the when I asked for the hindquarter yield on the ground, he can feel my energy change, and I look over and then start adding energy. He can start feeling the energy before he feels anything actually. And so now he's kind of like how the filly was doing yesterday. When I'd pick up the rein, she would start to go and think back to me. So now which side, and then if my weight shifts over here, then they can beat me around to this side if they were so inclined. Once he just wasn't, I didn't have his attention as soon as I asked just a little. He's all, oh yeah, you rang? Is this the answer? And yep, I didn't have to add pressure. The emergency stop thing, it's kind of a hard thing, especially with these short-necked, stout-necked horses, because they're just going to be able to push it. So it's not going to really work until you've done it 1,000 times, so it's almost like they don't think they can push through that. Or if they might think they can push through it, but it doesn't mean it's not going to go away. I like to put on this saddle here, it's easiest to, once you get your hand set, then you have this here to help you. So if he starts to go, instead of then you're accidentally going to be pulling, trying to get back to neutral.
Yeah.
You're going to have to pull, and he's pulling you, and then he's going to realize, oh, you're not all that strong.
Yeah.
And I don't have to do any of that if I don't want to. Hey, excuse me. Attention.
So you start that up here.
Yeah.
But then you bring that down
So
with the stabbing thing.
So I pick it up, reach down. As I'm reaching down, as soon as I find my spot, this hand's coming down and reconnecting with that string. So in case he does something wrong. And like I said, in neutral lateral, I don't use any other pressures other than this. But when I go to the hindquarter yield, I may use the string to remind him not to go forward.
Okay.
And same thing with the forequarter yield. No, don't go forward. This kind of blocks the forward, and then I can resend the energy sideways and see if he feels that or not. But like I said, horses don't stand around, they don't do that on their own, so it's not his habit to go like that. So if he thinks I want him to go, his first thing is going to be stepping forward. I'm just going to remind him with that string. That's
When you said when I found my spot, so when you went down the road, how did
you figure out what. Eventually you get reins, and you want to mark them down here somewhere where you can see it, so it's consistent on both sides, that you pick up the same spot. And now this doesn't change, and it should land right over here. And now as soon as it lands and his head comes out, and like I said, if he starts to come and then changes his mind, where you're already here, and now you've got something, hold that rein, hold it from going too far. It's gonna, he's still gonna, but he's going to run into more of a resistance than anything you could put on without, holding your brace. Right. And then he's going to go, oh, if you're that weak, then I can just do that anytime I want and go where I want. But if he thinks he's actually tied up or going to get bound up where he can't do anything but the right thing, and the only best way to get out of that pressure is do the right thing, and I'll release right away. There's way better.
And you go from, it looks like you're going from where you found your spot, and then he responded, and then you go down to the
Yeah.
stab.
Once I get his attention, then I go to my spot. And as soon as he follows and checks in, I started to, but his attention was still over there. Now he's trying something else. He thought he did the right thing and it should be out of the bind, but nope. Now I did it right. He's like, oh yeah, you're right. Look at you, look at you. I know what I did. I didn't do it right. And then eventually you may want to hold them for a couple seconds just so they get in the habit of going, oh, okay, and stand there. Oh, I shouldn't release there. I was a little too, See, there I was too late. It's okay. I got it.
Okay.
Hey,
We're not doing that.
hey. Over here, over here.
Trying.
Yoo-hoo. Uh-oh, fireman's coming. There it is. But every time you ask to do something, or ask him not to do something, you're gonna have to decide how much energy is he putting out, and I need to match and mirror that energy plus 4 ounces, enough to get him to go, that it's more expenditure than he's putting out, and cause him to disengage from whatever is bothering him into thinking about us. But like I said, every time's different. So if he was standing still, I would have been a lot slower picking up that pressure, because he'd already started moving. I didn't add pressure, but I had it picked up and ready to go, so that we were over here. Where you at? That's not it. You haven't looked at my boot yet. Oops, I didn't have my hand right. There it is. Hey. Good job. And away we go. Ready? Yes, he says, now I am. Now I am. You know those horses, huh? Those are your friends. Watch out. Watch your nose. Don't get your rope caught on it. Don't get your rope caught on it. Oof. Beautifully done. No leg. No leg. You did that spectacular. Yoo-hoo. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Where's your attention? Oh my goodness. I had to use all kinds of pressure to get you back. Now, I know you want to go out there. No, I'm not ready yet. I gotta come over here for a second. There we go. Uh-oh. 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 Hey, 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 hey. As soon as we get a little more control, he's going to be the type of horse that can't wait to go out for a ride because it's interesting for him.
Okay.
He's going to like to do stuff like this because it's not boring. That's why he's wanting out of this. He's an extrovert. Extroverts like new things. Introverts need that consistency of, oh, I know. I can't wait to go venture outside. As soon as I can keep my head on my shoulders the whole time, I'll be ready. But that'll turn him on to wanting to be a better partner so that we can go outside. Once he realizes that, use that as a reward. Look at that. I feel it. Yeah, I feel it. I can see it going through your mind in the right direction.
When you were at the door here, he got a little.
Yeah, he's got a little. I'm going to push through and see if I can't use my old skills and see if I can't get what I want. And I was just a step ahead of him, had him bent, and then he was trying to just push through his shoulder, and that's why I added leg, and that caused him to go, oh, I can't push there because I got to get my hindquarters out of the way so I can get poked some more. And he just finally was like, okay, you're right, there's nothing to fight about. I'll stay with you. It's better for me if I act like a partner than act like a prey animal. I'll get more of what I actually want. What time is it? Uh-oh, we're out of time. Uh-oh. Little bitty baby steps with him like this. He's really, come along really nice today, where he's not as fidgety. He's not trying to leave. He's mentally staying. He still looked out, but it wasn't major. His head stayed down most of the time. Good progress. If they'll stand like that, they're pretty happy. Okay, you ready? I got no pinning ears. I'm not pinning my ears. I'm not worried. Licking and chewing, I'm a good boy. It's a good time. I have me a good time. We do this every day, We should do this every day. Good times. So many spots. I don't have enough time to scratch them all for you. There's too many of them. That's appreciation. Need some more belly scratches? You got sweat on it.
Oh my God. There's one thing he doesn't. I don't really know yet what makes it happen, but I swear to God, he waggles his whole body. The head goes one way, the butt goes the other way. It's like, my God, I'm not sure what it is, but I've seen him do it a few times.
Are you with me? Yeah. We better get your rope undone in case we need it. We better get this thing undone in case we need to use the whole thing. How did I get it so stuck? There we go. There we go. Oh, you need a cookie. You were pretty good. There's your ear. Here's a cookie. There you go. Okay. All gone. Oops. Good boy. Not leaving. I just said, good boy for not leaving. There you are. Hard working feller. Hard worker. You've had enough cookies.
I'll see him one more time, but I won't be here, so I'll just obviously get the.
Okay. You have the video.
Yeah.
That's good sound. That's good sound.